Let me paint her for you. She is a fresh brush tangled with the old decrepit brushes that dangle from the sky the way paint drips all over my room. Drip, drip, drip. Her melody is familiar and as delicate as a first stroke on virgin canvas. Her eyes are cans of paint I dip into to mix the colors of her stare, vibrant violets, bashful blues, garish greens, rampant reds, all at her behest, summoned and obeyed the way a stumped artist does as he spots his muse walking down the street for the first time. Her knuckles make their way gently out of my palette to suggest the exact shade she wants to be depicted in as my eyes grow weary and senses blur together to the point where she is an amalgam of my favorite colors splattered on the ceiling above my bed. And I fall into her heavy impasto with gestural abstraction as I twitch incoherently into a dream state I can only awake from when she starts drip, drip, dripping from my mind, emptying the colors that I can paint her in. I wake up to a stain in the corner of my room that grows at a pace slow enough to where you think nothing's really happening, but fast enough to where you turn away and you turn back and she's grown in size from accidental splatter to deliberate swirl. The smell of her hair is subtle pastels on my sheets. The cigarette hanging from her mouth oozes smoke the way French Impressionists painted train stations, all a blur without solid lines or distinguishable figures. She is a 20-year-old's mind at a party with alcohol-stained carpets, stumbling bodies, and pungent breaths. Her jaw is a neoclassical political statement, painted by Jacques-Louis David, jutting outward, strong and crisp. Her message is clear, her exposed shoulders are German Romanticism's love of nature, with her acromion, a rock jutting outward through a field of snow, and a lonely wanderer off in the distance, acquiescent to his surroundings, the way I am to her clavicle against my lips as I make my way upward towards her neck. Her legs are a surrealist dream with elephants, scorpions, fish in the shape of triangles, clocks melting over, an apple attached to a man's hat as Joan Miro captures anthropomorphic blobs of incandescent music notes playing to the beat of a herd of rhinoceroses galloping towards the creases behind her knees. She is undefined, but if you were to look her up in the dictionary at 3 in the morning, you'd find a self-portrait of Van Gogh screaming out water lilies painted by Monet in the style of Gothic cathedral windows, all surrounded by stone trees sculpted by Rodin and Bernini. And if she were modern art, she'd be a plank of wood from South Africa wrapped in duct tape, balanced over a used car with a scribbled out naked body in the front windshield and nearby radio playing classical music on a loop, artificial rain falling on a flower inside of a car. She is open to interpretation. But only the artwork knows what she means to herself. I can only observe her and draw her into my veins so she can travel to my heart, get oxygenated by my lungs, expelled throughout my body, and I can cut myself open and fall on an untouched canvas and let myself drip, drip, drip all over, flooding my room with her multicolored aura. And maybe that's how my inspired performance will end, as it started with her. Thank you.